Here's our top story. Mired in their worst conflict in years, Israel and Gaza militants have pierced through 11th day of their cross-border attacks. And facing mounting international and political pressure, US President Joe Biden has pushed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to immediately lower tensions in the Gaza conflict on the path to a ceasefire. The statement has marked a sharpening of public tone from US towards Israel, which is a close ally. Now, during his phone call to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Biden said that he expected Israel to de-escalate the situation by day's end. According to a statement released after what the White House said was the two leaders' fourth call since the crisis began, Biden conveyed to Netanyahu that he expected a significant de-escalation today on the path to a ceasefire. It's not yet clear what response there would have been if no change occurred by the end of the day. But despite Joe Biden's call for de-escalation of hostilities in Gaza, Netanyahu has come right back and vowed to press ahead with a fierce military offense in the Gaza Strip. Netanyahu said he is determined to continue his operation until its aim is met.
מעריך במיוחד את התמיכה של נשיא ארצות הברית ידידנו ג'ו ביידן בזכות ההגנה העצמית של מדינת ישראל. אני נחוש להמשיך במבצע הזה עד שיושג היעד שלו להחזיר את השקט והביטחון לכם, אזרחי ישראל.
There are also reports that say a senior Hamas official has predicted a ceasefire within days. The Hamas political official Musa Abu Marzouk has told Lebanon's Al Mayadeen TV that the ongoing efforts regarding the ceasefire will succeed and that he expects the ceasefire to be reached within a day or two. The ceasefire will be on the basis of mutual agreement. UN Middle East peace envoy Tor Venesland has reportedly met Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh in Qatar. Now, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has accused Israel of carrying out organized state terrorism and war crimes in Gaza. He has also stated that the Palestinians will not hesitate to pursue those who commit such crimes in front of international courts.
إن ما تقوم به دولة الاحتلال الآن في قطاع غزة من اعتداءات وحشية على المدنيين وقصف متعمد للبيوت والمنشآت وتدميرها على رؤوس سكانها وتدمير للبنية التحتية وقتل للأطفال والشيوخ والنساء هو إرهاب دولة منظم تمارسه دولة الاحتلال الإسرائيلي وجرائم حرب يعاقب عليها القانون الدولي وسوف لن نتهاون في ملاحقة مرتكبي هذه الجرائم أمام المحاكم الدولية.
Hamas spokesperson Hazim Qasim has asserted that ceasefire efforts to stop the war are thwarted due to Israel's stubbornness and determination to commit crimes.
لا يوجد مواعيد ومواقيت محددة لموضوع وقف إطلاق النار لأن كل الجهود الدولية التي تبذل والجهود المصرية أيضا تصطدم بموقف إسرائيلي رافض للتعاطي مع جهود وقف إطلاق النار، بالإضافة إلى هناك تصعيد في الهجمات الميدانية على قطاع غزة وعلى المدنيين والمناطق المأهولة.
This as Israel continues to pound the Gaza Strip with airstrikes and artillery, while Hamas militants are firing rockets into the Jewish state. According to Gaza officials, at least 227 people, including 64 children, have been killed by Israeli attacks on the crowded territory since May the 10th. More than 1,600 people have been injured, with some 72,000 people fleeing their homes. Israel's army says some 4,000 rockets have now been fired from Gaza, killing 12 people, including one child, and injuring 333. Now, for more on this, we are joined by Ramzy Baroud, the editor of Palestinian Chronicle and senior fellow at CIGA, author and columnist. Ramzy, first up, could you explain the role of the US in this conflict? We also know that due to mounting pressure, Joe Biden has asked Israeli PM to de-escalate military confrontations. How do you assess this?
Biden is caught in a very, very tough spot here, where on the one hand, he is a very good friend of Israel, and he has been very supportive of Israel throughout his career at least for the last 40 years. And he is not going to be changing that anytime soon. But on the other hand, you have the issue with the Democratic Party, the ruling party in America at the moment, a party that is changing politically, changing in terms of the narrative within the United States and as far as foreign policy is concerned. There are new elements, younger elements within Congress that would like to see a decisive and critical change of Washington's attitudes toward Palestine and Israel. And they feel like this is their moment to push for that real, solid change.
Right, but from where you stand, do you see U.S. being able to broker a ceasefire at the moment?
The language that they are presenting worldwide here is also a conflicting language. They are giving the impressions to their allies, for example, to Egypt, to the Saudis and others in the Middle East, that they would like to see a ceasefire as soon as possible. Yet they are also telling the Israelis that the United States support your right to security and to defend yourself against so-called Palestinian terrorists and so forth and so on. So each party is interpreting these messages in their own way.
Right. That being said, going forward, can we expect a more decisive intervention by President Joe Biden?
This is going to be interesting, because if the ceasefire indeed take place, let's say, on Thursday or Friday or even over the weekend, there will be some serious discussion happening here. Because the reason that the Biden administration really could not exert any more pressure on Israel than it has is also because it's trying to play some kind of a balanced position regarding Iran. Israel wants to see Washington cancel its nuclear talks with Iran and go back to the old position of the Trump administration. Biden wants to move forward with that.
All right then, Ramzy Baroud, thank you so much for all those insights.